Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're checking out Dawning by Entropixel. This is self-described as an experimental surreal platformer about repairing a bridge. I know it's a fairly straightforward thing to say and I'm not really sure where that's going to take us, but I do know that it's probably fairly accurate because in the first screen, well, there's a bridge and looks like it's in need of repair. So I guess that's what happens. Oh, we can actually fall down. Looks like I've picked up some item here. It looks like a key. Oh, that's a nice little touch. When you try to push into this wall, aka tree or log, you actually put your hand against it in an effort to stabilize yourself. I like little details like that. They're lovely. So the first thing I want to touch on is the fact that if you're watching this on YouTube, which you almost definitely will be, considering that's where I upload things, you will probably notice that the pixely grid-like structure that everything takes on might be a little bit warped looking. That's just due to the fact that this is being recorded and the resolution is not going to be exactly the same as it was when I was playing it. So if you actually pick this game up, which I will mention how to do that later on, then you will actually notice that all the pixels are of uniform size and very square and all that good stuff. Why can't I go up this? Do I have to press down? I have to press down to go up. That's weird. I'm just going to guess by the process of elimination and aka game theory that if I fall down this, it's going to bring me back to the beginning. I'm going to see if I'm right about that just because I'm curious. Yes, sir. Alright, so that was ideally the first place they intended you to go. Realize there was a wall here that you couldn't overcome, and then go left, where you would then realize you needed to jump off that bridge. So far, I broke the rules already. I didn't even intend to. So I do want to also say about the graphical aesthetic, though, I find it quite charming. I feel like I could almost make that jump if I did it just right. Everything's got a really nice feel to it. It's kind of extra crisp in a way. I mean, granted it's because the pixels are all scaled up fairly large. Then that's probably why that's the case. But I think it looks very nice. I think the colors are excellent. I think they complement the game well. Each screen seems like its own little world, which is kind of cool. And you get a very nice sense of ambience as you move from one area to the next. The sound effects as well do a great job of reinforcing that ideology. If you look in the background too, there's nice little details. We've got looks like a number of trees behind us there. Oh, that's a thing I wasn't expecting to really happen. So it looked like some sort of horrible alien Slenderman creature just appeared there in that little gap for a moment. I wasn't really sure this was going to go that angle, but okay, I can do that. So I guess we've injected a little bit of horror, which is maybe where the surreal part comes from, because so far, other than that, the fact that a bridge needs construction is not the most surreal thing in the world. Alright, so that door is unopenable at the moment. Kind of funny, too, how the colors match up. Like, if you stand in the right spot on the door, it looks like you're camouflaged into it. Just using a limited color palette, which is totally cool. Actually, what is it, like one of those old calculators sort of reminds me of how it might look if it was being rendered on one of those types of, you know, super big dot screens, or big pixeled screens. Hopefully you know what I'm trying to say there. Also kind of cool, if you look at the negative space, it almost looks like we're looking at matrix code running down the screen. I know this is sort of a ridiculous thing to point out, but it almost looks like the green is dripping off the bottom, you know, as if this was not painted yet. And we're just sort of walking along that surface. Kind of an interesting way to look at it, I guess. So I'm going to guess that is the room I need to go into, so I will obviously avoid it and try to break the game again by going over here. No, okay, so we got to get some keys. I'm a little worried to know what's going to happen with this Slenderman guy, if he's going to show up a bunch of times. Well, I'm not really that worried, but I guess I'm curious. That's really what it is. So a ladder over there, looks like a chair in the background. And looks like a head on the wall there staring creepily down at us. Is that a word? Creepily? What's this thing? Looks like probably another key. Yep. That's what I figured. The minimal nature of the background art actually is reminding me a little bit of like King's Quest or something, which is kind of cool. You know, back in a simpler time when all of our games involved a lot less sensible narrative and a lot more clicking on everything. I'm kind of glad we've gotten past that time to some extent, but on another level, there are some nice things to be had there. This is a creepy room. The aesthetic's also reminding me a little bit of the Sword and Sorcery EP, which hopefully you guys have all tried out by now. Granted, this is a lot like lower fi and everything, but it still looks pretty cool. Alright, so we've gotten another object here. I'm not sure exactly what that object is, though. And I don't know if I have a real good way to figure it out. I don't really want to play around with the menus too much, if there are even menus. Yeah, okay, so I need... At least it shows you need another key there after whatever that item I just picked up was. It looks like a piece of iron ore from Minecraft. And what would be next to it then? Like a fish? It kind of looks like the fish sprite. Could be loaves and fishes. Oh god! I don't like that. That actually took me off guard. Can I not go this way now? No. Okay, I can. I usually don't succumb to the loud, staticky, crashing sound that much. This time it caught me kind of off guard. I don't know why, but I guess I wasn't really expecting to see that thing again for a while. I guess I have to get used to the pacing. Alright, so now I can go in here. I still can't open that. I need a crowbar, it looks like, and there's nothing to be found here. It's a nice little detail in this background here. It's got a good sense of shading. We got the, what is it, cross-hatching with the pixels there, and then we've got like a shovel in the background and some sort of a canister maybe, possibly a pickaxe. So like a bunch of like mining shanties perhaps, maybe there's some gold mining going on. It's over here. Oh, it's water. It's kind of interesting. I was wondering why there was just this like dark line there. Alright, so if I go back to the left, I'm pretty sure we're gonna find that guy again soon, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because I don't know if he can kill me, and if he can, I don't know if I want to fight it, because I kind of want to see what happens. Kind of want to go down here. Oh, perfect spot for a secret. My Super Metroid instincts kicked in. I'm like, man, if I just had some bombs, I could definitely get to a nice secret there. I really like this half-ducked animation, too. That's a nice touch. Because, yeah, when he's all the way prone, or is that called prone? I guess it's prone. He is all the way down, but then when he's making the transition, he goes partially, which is, you know, good. It's good to hit those little details. Oh, okay. There we go. Metroid sense kicked in again. I wasn't going to avoid it. Not sure I even could. What is that? I have no idea what these objects are. I mean, they're so lo-fi, I can't really tell what that's supposed to represent. It doesn't even appear to be like any kind of an object that I can really put an identity on. It's just sort of a nondescript chunk of pixels. Maybe it's a bit that I need to use to help repair the bridge or something. So far the platforming elements have been very, very easy. I'm not sure if the platforming elements are really a thing I'm supposed to be worried about, but I think I'm at least average to above average in that respect anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But maybe the game is designed to be a little bit more accessible anyway. Oh god. By the ladder. I can't... Alright. The effect that happens when that static happens is actually really interesting. If you notice, all the colors start to change... Wow, really again? They all start to change like blending modes, which if you're a Photoshop fanatic like I am, you'll know that means that they are going to be predisposed to be quite interesting, because blending modes are how most designers make cool stuff, I think. Well, maybe that's just me. But yeah, if you've seen those quite a bit, you'll know they can be pretty cool, and they can make a pretty bland-looking set of pixels turn to be quite interesting, especially if you mix them up and use them appropriately. I'm not saying lean on them or anything, just if you use them right. And I don't even think that's actually what's being done there. They're probably not blending modes, but something equivalent. So I guess we need to go back to the right again. And now that we have another key, maybe I can get into that log cabin on the far right. Pretty sure that dude's going to show up again any moment. Try not get taken off guard. Where is he? You going to make it to the end? That would be a good moment right there when I was about to jump across to the outside of the screen. Because you sort of build up this momentum in your expectations, knowing you're approaching the edge of a screen, you want to just finish it out. So it would be a little bit more jarring knowing that you actually had to stop because this thing is now standing in your way. It's pretty creepy, whatever it is. Especially since you can't quite make out the figure of it very well. What is this over here we've got? Oh, okay, there's definitely some mining going on. I was right. And everybody knows all the worst things happen in mine shafts. Pretty much is actually the case. Okay, what did I just go under there? Is there collapsed rubble with string or... Oh, there's supposed to be the rail tracks over it, I guess. Hard to tell. Everything's sort of collapsed into a bit of abstract, like, clusters of pixels. I mean, I guess I can make out the figures, but when you're sharing the foreground color with the background color, and then it's also scrolling, it's hard to tell a little bit. But granted, it's not really a problem or a big deal. It's just, you know, hard to tell. That's all. So what do I do about this? There seems to be an object up there that I want to grab. It looks like I can continue to the right where it is extra dark. Oh no, we're going outside. And there happens to be some kind of swamp over here. I like that we changed color themes. We are now in a lovely blue. And dude's gonna appear, I'm guessing, in this screen. Where is he gonna be? Maybe not. Any moment now. No? Okay. I want to temper my expectations here, because if I start talking about random stuff, I'm going to forget that he might be a thing, and then I might accidentally startle myself. And you may accidentally be entertained by that, I don't know. Okay, we've got one more cabin, and I'm going to guess... Oh, I thought it would need a key. I am very happy it did not. So there's our crowbar. And I'm starting to get the impression that we are somewhat artificially lengthening the distance that this game needs to go. Just by virtue of having us traverse the same areas over and over again. Oh, we've got another secret over here. I'm cool with that. Are these... Maybe they're actually secrets. I can't really tell. Pick it up. Alright, so we've got 2 of those now. So this crowbar was to open up that strongbox or something back in the middle cabin. I don't actually necessarily want to beat this whole game, because I do want to leave some for you to find out. But at the same time, I am somewhat intrigued, and I'm still enjoying the art style and the sense of ambience. I mean, there's not a ton of background music or, like, background sound effects, but the ones that are there are quite effective. You know, the little birds chirping sounds and, like, the occasional, you know, dripping or whatever. I think there was dripping in one of the caves. Oh, is that possibly the first jump I've missed? I think I'm doing okay. So where are we at on this game as far as preferences? I think this is pretty cool. I should mention this is available on Desera. I think it was $3, either $3 or $3.99. And it's also available on at least one more digital distributor. I believe it was on Indievania for choose your own price starting at $1, I think it was. I checked this stuff out, but, you know, these prices change pretty often, so I recommend just following the links that'll be in the description. Check it out for yourself. At the moment... Oh, God. Oh, I ran into him. What did I do? Did I die? He appeared behind me. It wasn't my fault. Whoa, my head's gone. That's really bad. I needed that. Is that your life counter? Like... how many parts of your body you have left? That's kind of a unique approach. If that's actually what's going on, then that is surprising. I have not seen that done in a while, if ever. There's got to be some game that made it. What is that? I want to say Never Dead, but no, that was not really exactly the same thing. That dude came apart all the time anyway. I didn't even play that, I'm just going from what I read. Well, I guess the idea is you want to get to the end of this with a full body intact. I'm not sure that is going to be possible for me, and I'm still going to need more keys to keep progressing. All I want to do is repair this bridge. You're making it pretty difficult, and especially when I don't have a head, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to pull this off. So, head back to the left. Try to remember where I needed to use that crowbar. I think it's all the way back. I really like the sound effects when you like march through the grass, and actually right here there seems to be a little bit of like almost like a stream far away. And when you throw in the birds chirping, yeah, it definitely lends a nice sense of ambience. I would almost like to see some little, you know, wispy particles or something moving around in the air. But, you know, that's not necessary. The grass actually does that a little bit. Oh god! Why now? Keeps surprising me with that thing. Alright, we got that open. I'm not sure what I got out of it, though. Some kind of a box of nails, maybe. Can I repair the bridge yet? Maybe I should go back over to the left and see what happens. Part of me wants to analyze the larger implications of a game like this as to what exactly we are doing story-wise. Oh, I just ran right into him. That's not fair. I didn't have very much time to really see that coming. Okay, so I still don't have a head, but I haven't lost any other parts of my body as far as I can tell. But yeah, what I was saying is I was thinking about, like, why is this going on? What exactly are we doing here? I'm gonna go for one of those you're dead and you don't know it type of scenarios. Or maybe it's just a dream. I never want it to be that, though. I like that the background is sort of nondescript. You're assuming that they're mountains, but they could also be pyramids. Well, okay, I guess I still need my hammer before I can do anything about this. So what is the bridge, then? Is that symbolically suggesting that that is the path to moving on to the afterlife, perhaps? Could be. You know what, this is reminding me a little bit of, I think it was Terry Cavanaugh made it, Don't Look Back. Game I covered on the show quite a while ago, and I thought it was quite good, actually, and didn't really get nearly enough mention in the places that count. I think it actually made a port to iOS, or, you know, he made a port to iOS for it. So if you haven't checked that out, it's free. It's a pretty similar premise, actually. You know, sort of a surreal, not really sure where it's going to go type of platformer with some actually pretty cool elements to it. And from what I was told, it has quite a bit to do with, what is it, a Fable. But I'm not going to remember which one it is, so I won't hazard a guess. You guys can go check out the comments where they set me straight on that. Glad to have you guys watching, by the way, just for the fact that you always tend to correct me on that kind of thing. Or not even just correct me, but expand on things that I don't necessarily know a ton about. You know, I try to be somewhat informed, but at the same time, there are a lot of aspects of the world that I'm not aware of, so it's nice to balance that out with everybody's collective experience. So now that I've got this box marked lowercase n, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, or where that's going to take me. All I could really guess is that I need to head back to the right again, because that's just what we do in these types of things. Whenever you find yourself headed in one direction and hit a wall, well, go back in the other direction until you don't hit a wall. Or I guess there's also the fact that we could possibly go down into some of the caves. Oh, did I open this? Oh, I didn't open that, so we just got another key out of it. Well, I think this is probably as good a time as any to end this, just because I don't want to spoil any more of it, because I have a feeling we're probably getting, I don't want to say near the end, but maybe halfway through the game. Could be a little past halfway, honestly. It's probably not the longest game, but it does make up for it in style, and a little bit also in scare factor, if that's your thing. I don't think I went through here yet. Yeah, this was a door that I needed a key for. And am I wrong, or is there a high-pitched frequency playing in the background? This is probably going to be a pretty scary zone. Things are very dark and quiet here, and you know, when things are dark and quiet, that's called pacing. And if you don't pay attention to that kind of stuff, you're missing the bigger picture, unfortunately. And it means that you've been set up, and you're probably about to get scared, or something similar to that. Yep, well, I knew it was coming, and it still took me off guard. You're very loud with your static, thank you for that. Well, okay, so we'll wrap this up then as we approach. I don't know what we're approaching. We're approaching something to the right. Oh, okay, it's the way to get over top of that hanging suspended area. That makes sense. So there is a little bit of a Metroidvania-esque element here in a silly way. I mean, it's not with powers, but it's with, you know, objects that you find at random intervals. Well, not random, but prescribed intervals. I'm going to suppose that this hammer might be the last object that I needed to get to repair the bridge, so I guess the decision now is, do I make my way back over and possibly spoil the ending for you, or do I wrap it up so you have the ending still for you guys to see? I think I'm going to choose the latter here, because I really do hate to take away value from a game, especially when I do find it interesting. I'm not going to say this is like a super great, amazing, crazy, super high recommendation, but I do think this is pretty cool, and I do think it's probably worth checking out. I'm not sure if the pricing, I mean, it's really hard to say. Every game is worth different amounts to different people. I could easily see this being one of the, like a game for $1. I would have no problem. But, you know, $3 or $4, I guess that's really up to you how much you're entranced by this art style. And it seems like whether or not I'm going to want to show you, it looks like my character is walking his way over there anyway. So I'll see if I can wrap the show up before we make it to the bridge. So this has been another episode of Indie Impressions. Thank you so much for watching. This game was called Dawning. The links for download and or purchase will be right in the description as always. So feel free to go check this out. See if there's any sales or good values for you. As always, remember to head on over to the website, which is www.indie-impressions.com. That way you can check out all the episodes in the series, sort them by distribution method, by price. You know, you can check out all the free ones, all the paid ones, all the ones on Desktop, all the ones on Steam. Whatever tickles your fancy, they're all available for search right on that site. There's also forums over there, so feel free to visit that and lend some input to one of the discussions that might be going on. Could definitely use a little bit more going on in that department, so I would appreciate if you'd stop by, but that is entirely up to you. And when you're done with the website, facebook.com/indieimpressions would be your next destination if you choose. Please leave a like on that if you'd like to, and then you'll get every day's new episode delivered right into your Facebook stream. I also do the occasional contests and or news updates over there as well, so you might end up getting a game out of it. Pretty weird this dude has no head, right? I'm still thinking about that. Oh god, there he is. It looks like he smiles a little bit. What's he gonna do if I just stand there? Nothing. Okay. Well, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Aside from that, if you want to get in contact with me like these developers did about possibly showing your game off on the channel, quickest way to reach me is either through the contact form on the website, or I also have a Twitter account, which is @RockLeeSmile on Twitter. All my social media links are going to be available for your perusal right in the description as well. And that is going to pretty much do it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you come back again tomorrow for another episode, and I hope you have a lovely night. I also hope this creepy static monster doesn't come after you. That would be pretty sad news. Alright, so off we go into the pretty pixelated blue-orange yonder. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Later.